What is up, guys? It is your boy NCO7 here. Welcome to another collection video. Today we're going to be going through my Nintendo DS games. So let's start. And there's not a lot this time. So we're going to actually be going through three different categories of DS games. The first one we're going to actually do is DSiWare games because well, I do have a DSi. I didn't ever get any DSiWare games on there because the service ended by the time I would have been able to. But I do have a couple DSiWare's games on my 3DS, so I'm gonna just go through those very quickly. So the first one, I got the Echoes background, but I got WarioWare Snapped, which this game is honestly not that good. It was basically a game that used the camera function of the DSi, but that game, it barely even worked. WarioWare Snapped is not a good game by any means, and it's probably best left forgotten, honestly. It's really bad. And I got a bunch of Game & Watch games. I've got Ball first, and then Donkey Kong Jr., and then Helmet, and then the last one, Chef. So I got these because these were like basically one of the easier ways to get Game & Watch games at the time. I mean, there were like the Game & Watch galleries, but I didn't get those. So it was a little bit of an easier way to get those, especially on the cheap as well. So there was that, and they worked well for what they were. So that's cool. So with those out of the way, I got quite a bit of loose games that I don't have for their case, so we're gonna just go through these. It's only 5 games. I don't have a lot of DS games in the first place, but yeah, get ready to just see the cartridges. So let's start this off. So we got Animal Crossing Wild World. Some people don't like this game, but I personally think that it's pretty good. I think especially for a DS game, I do kind of wish that the game like swapped the screens, like you would have like the main gameplay on the top screen, then you'd have like the map and like inventory on the bottom screen. They did eventually fix this with New Leaf, but we'll get to that game when we get to the 3DS collection, and well, that's a good one. But Wild World was good for what it was, for being the first handheld Animal Crossing game. I would say it was pretty solid. And then the next game is Kirby Superstar Ultra, a very good remake of Kirby Superstar. I think the gameplay is much better here, and they just add so much stuff. They make it better than the original in every way, which is really all you want. And it's also on a handheld too, so this is the best way to play Kirby Superstar if you can. But it is a bit pricey nowadays, so there is that. And then I've got Mario and Luigi's Bowser Inside Story. I never played a lot of this game, but I've never got far. But this is a pretty well-beloved Mario and Luigi game. I would like to play through it at some point in time. And I'll definitely, if I do ever play through it, I will definitely be playing this version of the game and not the 3DS version. Because I don't have the 3DS version, and that one didn't do too awful well. And they fucked the music up in that version too. The music in this game is really good though. For someone who hasn't played much of it, this music is so good. So, very good time. And then we've got the Oh-So Mario Kart DS. I have this on I think the Wii U Virtual Console as well, so it's on there too. But Mario Kart DS is quite a good game. I think it's decent. I like that this game had a mission mode. I think that was cool. I think the gameplay was definitely a lot better executed in this game. It felt a lot. It controls much more like the modern Mario Kart games. So I think Mario Kart DS is a pretty solid time. And then for the final loose games, I've got WarioWare Touched, which I have put an embarrassing amount of hours into this game. I know this WarioWare game isn't really anything that interesting, especially since there's also DIY, which I don't have. But I like Touched. I don't know. I like this one. I think it's a simple game. It's just a fun game that just kind of like, if you're bored on like a car trip or something like that, just like try and go for some high scores on this. So I think this is a pretty good one, honestly. And now moving on to the actual games and the actual cases, and there's only like 7 of them, so we'll go through this kind of quickly. So the first one I've got is Kirby Squeak Squad. This game's alright. I have played through this game, and it's alright. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the game is particularly that interesting. I mean, I like the idea of like treasure hunting and like the Squeaks are kind of a cool like group of villains, but I don't really think the game's really that interesting. I don't think it plays the best. I think it's okay. And then we've got Namco Museum DS. This is actually one of the very first DS games I ever got alongside my 3DS all these years ago. And it's a pretty good collection of DS games. You got like Pac-Man, Galaga. You got like a decent collection of games. You also got Pac-Man Versus in there as well, which you can do with like DS wireless play. So that's cool. So this is actually a pretty decent collection. I would even say like the game selection here is way better than the selection in the Nintendo Switch Namco Museum. So yeah, let that tell you something. But overall, this is a pretty good time. If you're looking for like DS games, I don't know how expensive it is, but I'd say this is one to go for if you want to get like more of a compilation. And we got the oh so famous new Super Mario Brothers. So I have a bit of an interesting history with this game. When I first got this game, it worked fine, but then eventually the cartridge stopped working because it was basically a counterfeit cartridge. So I eventually was able to get a fully boxed version of this game. And it's New Super Mario Brothers. I have this on the Wii U Virtual Console as well. This game's really good. I'd say out of like the New Super Mario Brothers games, I'd say this is probably one of the better ones just because this one has unique bosses, which is cool. And I think the game just has it has its charm. It was the first one, so it wasn't quite as bad as some of the like later ones, where well, not bad, but not as generic as the later ones. But I have to say this is a fun time, even if I think the control did get better as the series went on. And we've got Phineas and Ferb. This is actually another one of the very first DS games I got, but I actually sold it some time ago, but I was able to finally get the game back, so there's that. But honestly, this game isn't that good, so I don't feel bad about me selling it before. It's not really that good, especially compared to like other Phineas and Ferb games that I've played. Like Across the Second Dimension on Wii was really good when I played that with Jackson, which is way better than this. This game is really not that good at all, if you ask me. Then we've got Super Monkey Ball Touch and Roll. This is the DS Monkey Ball game that everyone kind of forgot about. And I've only played a little bit of it, but I will say, I really like the art style, and it kind of was like the basis for the first iOS Super Monkey Ball game. If you remember back in the App Store in 2008, game used very similar visuals to this game right here. The music in this game is definitely good, but a lot of the music would get better in Banana Blitz, so there's that. But Touch and Roll, it's fine for what it is. I would say compared to like Junior, Monkey Ball Junior, I think it's better than that, so there's that. And we've got Super Mario 64 DS with the GameStop sticker on there. I guess I never ripped it off. I'll probably never rip it off because I don't want to damage the case. But Mario 64 DS, I think it's decent. It doesn't control well. I do remember when I was going through this game trying to beat it last year that I did have some issues with the controls, but aside from the controls, I would say it's definitely better. Like, you have more characters, you have the touchscreen mini games, which are a lot of fun. Yeah, and it gave you more stars as well, so that was kind of cool. But I think it's good. I think everyone should try the DS version of this game out, even if it's not the best controls. And then for the final game we have the legendary Starfy. So the legendary Starfy was a game I got on one of my vacations, and I did eventually play through this game. I may do a video of this on Forgotten Corner on my main channel sometime, so there's that. But I think this game's okay. I think it's a little too easy if you ask me, but I do like all the cutscenes and stuff like that in this game, and the music and the visuals. They're so good, but I'd say gameplay-wise, I'd rather play Kirby because I think the game's a little too easy, but it's still a fun time, though. It's a very cute time. And that is all the DS games I have. There's not a lot, so let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the games I have and which ones I should try to get. And if you're going to suggest games, do not suggest Pokemon games. Those games are ridiculously expensive. I'm not getting those. And yeah, so with that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace out and take care.